Hello everyone, welcome back, and today we are here to discuss about our new chapter, that is synthetic fibers and plastic. We will divide this chapter into two parts. In first part, that is we are discussing about synthetic fibers, not only synthetic fibers, the fibers, all fibers, natural and synthetic, that is artificial. And in the next lecture we will discuss about plastics. Okay, so what are fibers? See, the clothes we are wearing now, they are actually coming from this type of fibers, this type of threads. Now here you can see many colorful threads. They are actually weaved together to form a dress. Now these fibers could be obtained from plants as well as animals, or artificially with help of some chemicals in laboratory we can make it. Okay, so we will then classify this particular fabrics or fibers into two categories. Number one is natural, number two is artificial. So in case of natural fibers, we can take examples of cotton, wool, silk, jute, etc. Right? And in artificial, we can take examples like rayon, nylon, polyester, acrylic. Now we will first discuss natural fibers one by one, and then we will go to artificial one. If I am talking about cotton, then you know it very well. They can obtain from cotton plants, right? So here you can see. So here I can ask you first question: from which part of cotton plant cottons are obtained? This is your first question. You have to answer it in the comment box. So you can see here there are cotton plants, right? And this from here actually cottons are collected and thread type of structures are obtained from cottons. But here you can see it is white in color, but we always don't like to wear white, right? So we need to dye them properly to get colorful threads, and after that with the help of weaving machine we can weave it together and make this nice cloth. Okay, you can see here a nice cotton cloth. Now let us move to the next example, that is jute. Here is the total process of jute processing. Number one, here you can see the jute plant. From the stem of the jute plant, jute is obtained. It is placed in the, after proper growth, after harvesting the crop, we actually uproot it and placed it in the water for long time. Start to disposing, then we will collect them. We will collect the threads and we actually dry them up under the sun into the air. When it's completely dried up, then by the help of weaving machine we can thread this type of accessories. I think you all have at least one jute accessory in your home, right? So this is jute. Number 3 is silk. So see, before going to silk, another example was there, that is wool, right? So wool can be obtained from sheep. From sheep it can be obtained from, right? So that example, that picture I haven't placed here. That's why I'm verbally discussing that. And now the last is silk. Here you can see the total cycle of a silk moth. See where it is actually started here. Adult moth lay eggs on the leaves. Now what type of leaves actually they would prefer? They actually prefer mulberry leaves. Happened that here is the eggs, you can see here. After that they will form larva. Not directly, they will turn into larva by different processes, by eating the leaves itself. After that, after some time, as we wore the blanket at winters, they also cover themselves this type of structure. Okay, this is actually known as cocoon. And this cocoon, from this cocoon is actually the source of silk. From this cocoon we can obtain silk. After that, it will turn into a non-movable structure. It is, and within the pupa they are turned into a moth, and after they are getting their adulthood they will come out of it and fly up. And after that, we can obtain silk from this. Okay, this leftover part. But here we can conclude one thing, that see, this is so little, right? So we can obtain much more silk in quantity wise. If I'm thinking about, then there is not much. So as the quantity is very less, thereafter the price of the silk is very high. This is very, very expensive. That is why human has to think about artificial silks. So artificial silks are that which are actually artificially made with the help of different chemicals in laboratory. Okay, so first example of artificial silk, we will take rayon. From here you can see that here is, what is this? Wood pulp or wooden pulp, right? And this wooden pulp, from this wooden pulp, actually the total process of rayon is been made. Now I am going to attach a video with this total process, containing this total process of rayon, within which, so I will conclude the chapter here only. And now you're going to see the process of rayon. What are the chemicals? Here you can see the blue solution and some cotton. There you can see a injection type of thing. All of them together, how they are helpful to make rayon. I'm attaching a video. Go watch it carefully and write down what are the chemicals. What are the chemicals used in it? Okay. So this is the thing. After this, we are discussing today. So thank you for watching. And next, you can see the attached video. Thank you so much. Bye.
We will conduct a very interesting experiment, which is called making a rayon or artificial silk production. We will need a basic copper carbonate for this experiment. The substance forms by copper sulfate and baking soda by reacting with each other. Take a beaker and pour into about 4 grams of basic copper carbonate. Copper carbonate has a greenish tint. Next, we need a concentrated solution of ammonia. Here I have approximately 40 milliliters of 25% ammonia solution. Now I will pour this ammonia solution to the copper carbonate. This forms a complex compound of copper which has a bright blue color. However, copper carbonate doesn't entirely react with ammonia, and a little residue remains at the bottom of the cup. Let's pour the liquid into the other beaker for the solution to become clear. Now we have a copper compound complex, which has a very interesting properties. This solution can dissolve cotton wool. To do this, I am taking about a gram of the cotton wool and begin to add it slowly to the copper complex solution. The wool is highly soluble and forms so-called viscose, which is the raw material for the production of artificial silk. After the wool has been dissolved, the liquid, which was in the cup, has become quite thick. To obtain the artificial silk, prepare 1 molar solution of a sulfuric acid. Next, we fill the syringe with a few millimeters of viscose. Feed the needle and slowly inject a stream of viscose into the acid solution. At the same time, we can observe an interesting effect. When viscose contacts with sulfuric acid, the cellulose from the solution begins to polymerize. Sulfuric acid reacts with complex compound of copper and dissolves it. Thin blue fibers of rayon are formed. After some time, sulfuric acid reacts with the complex compound and washes out the copper salt from the fibers. Fibers become colorless. After that, our fibers are bleached and now we can find out how they feel. To the touch, the fibers are very soft and they easily tear. This is due to the fact that I used a too thick needle.